So Dane Swan in the back pocket drives it towards the outer side wing. 1-on-1. The bigger man wins. That's Lee Brown. Turns around immediately. Pops it out in front of the leading doors. Hurley corrals him close to the boundary. Pendlebury goes with the right boot. Just lobs it, but only as far as McVeigh. So McVeigh at right half back. Told to play on. Kicks beyond the wing. No contest. To the Cult Hero takes the mark. Left half back. And again takes plenty off the kick, just lobbing it over the head of Blair. Blair runs down towards half forward, chips to outside the 50, but as if he was looking for Hurley, finds the Essendon defender. So pretty sloppy game as both sides turning over the ball almost ad nauseum. Comes back to Dempsey.
So Dempsey deep in the back half. That's a good kick. Slattery back in the team after 5 weeks out, and now McVeigh long towards Monfries. He did well there, Monfries. Just held Maxwell and then flicks it back to Neagle. Neagle's hand should have been quicker. He needed a left-hand hand pass to Monfries. It was the 1-2. Down to you, Tim.
Well, it's an interesting battle there between Monfries and Maxwell because there's been a merry-go-round in the Essendon forward line. Monfries has tried to get to Maxwell. Maxwell's been trying to get to Carlyle. And O'Brien in the early part of this first quarter has been the free Collingwood defender.
Okay, yep, no worries.
I think we often see how
that's cool.
how forward lines attack the opposition defence.
Bring it in, it's a bounce.
So after that consultation, umpire Ryan's going to bounce it down.
Just saying that Collingwood forward, particularly Brown, really attacked Hurley in the first 30 seconds. So obviously the pressure was, let's get into the young player.
Good bounce. Pressure on there. Umpires hate it. It floats back above their head and goes out of bounds. Wellingham is slung firmly by the first gamer Crameri, who's caught the eye so far. He's been pretty good. Number 45, the other first gamer. Jake Carlisle, number 22. Some strength in there. Bit older body. Brown took clean possession. Kicks it up towards the wing. Closing on the football is Hocking. Does well. Straightens up on the left. Kicks inside the forward. 50 Hill. And this is where he's dangerous.
This is a huge result for Essendon and David Hill in particular. About 5 minutes ago, Darren Jolly was actually positioning 30.
He's so handy as Lee Brown. 6th time this year he's kicked multiple goals for the Magpies. And they're on top by 6. Bounce favours Ryder. Goes looking for Watson. Came unglued. Socket off the ground by Jolly. Zaharakis in the action again. He was slung. Charging in was Watson. Got boot to ball. Pendlebury. Slick hands. Blair. McCaffer inside the forward 50. Cloak. That was terrific.
Now that's the 6th inside 50 for Collingwood, and they've had the 3 now going on for their 4th scoring shots. It's been Essendon's Achilles heel, the ease at which opposition teams have been able to score once the ball's inside 50.
Well, they've evened up the contested possessions in this last 5 minutes. Then they've had pretty much the last 5 inside 50 entries. So, well, he got the morale boosting first goal.
20 seconds.
This. I don't know, I think it's amazing when you actually get the first one, how the pressure gets relieved.
Not so good this time. Misses to the near side behind. Stretches the lead. It's out to 7. And just in the last couple of minutes, you get the feeling Collingwood have found their mojo.
Funny thing about pressure, you can relieve it, then you can put it straight back on.
They must be so confident, though, as a group, having played great football for a couple of months now. Good mark taken by Jolly. To Johnson. Neat kick to Thomas. Lee in the opening, you talk about so many blokes having career best seasons, and we're looking at them, aren't we?
No advantage. No, he didn't, Michael. He tripped up from behind. Accidental, but still there.
And the career best seasons are on the back of performing a role, and that's what Collingwood have done so well. They have a really clear understanding of not only their role but their teammates' roles, and therefore their overall confidence improves and the team improves.
Well, he tripped up himself there, Lee Brown.
A bit unlucky there early, I think.
The anvil did himself.
Yep.
Well, you'd back him to kick this, wouldn't you?
He's on song.
Just across, so
just scraping in for a behind. So Collingwood doing all the attacking now. Brown with a couple of goals and Cloak, but they've scored their last 2 behinds.
Again, it was a turnover before the front, sort of before the centre line. So getting back to that structure that we know from the Magpies.
Well, so much more space back in there tonight than there was last Saturday night against Geelong.
Crameri out of defence after a nice kick in from McVeigh. Dawes gets a fist on it, sends it back towards the 50. Collier slips it away, too slick for Watson. Swan feeds it back to Cloak, centering kick, going back, and eyes only for the football. He knows no other way. Slattery did well. Courageous defender. Goes across the ground is Stanton. Looks back inside now, Stanton. Watson is the target, won't reach him. Blair chopped it off, the little fellow. Bounces around a would-be tackler, has a bounce, goes inside the 50, they hang off him. He was watching Didac last week. Hand passes to Thomas.
The play, or can I not? And Hooker basically got in between. Couldn't influence the play with the footy and allowed McCaffrey to get into the hole.
I think some of the Essendon defenders, watching them over the past month in particular, we saw Courtney Dempsey last week, make those decisions too often the wrong one. To actually, I think you use your direct opponent as a starting point and nullify that option so the opposition can't use your direct opponent. But when you hedge bets like that, it's fraught with danger.
Hill whacks it back over his head. Hudson goes after it, slips it away. Zaharakis, Stanton kicks it towards the outer side. Swan did nicely, side bottom, finds himself in space, beckons a lead, not forthcoming, although Brown gave some competition there. Zaharakis, Dyson, the Bombers under pressure. Stanton, Crameri has been as good as any of them so far for the Bombers. Just put it into the path of Hocking, runs up towards the wing, jumping in the air, not the spot to be. Collier picked off in mid-flight. Tim?
Last 2 times Essendon have gone forward, they've kicked the ball long and high, perfect for Collingwood defenders. As soon as the ball went in the air, Collingwood players started to line up on the opposite side of the ground for the counter-attack. So they've just got to find a way into their own forward line.
So Watson to Watson as it turned out. Zaharakis had it robbed of him, and then Welling, lovely kick. Well, Brown, going to have his 4th shot on goal in the opening term.
Yes, I think we said in the preview they didn't have a dominant power forward. They have tonight. I think Brown's qualifying as that in this first quarter.
8 scoring shots from the 12 inside 50s. That's been Essendon's problem all year.
He was an interesting pickup at the time, Brown, wasn't he? He played a lot of footy at North Melbourne and obviously at the Dockers before that. And like Jolly, had his 3rd club now. Jolly having been at Melbourne and Sydney. He's played a lot of football for a guy that's not yet 30, and he's kicked 3 goals in the opening term. And Collingwood are away.
Just not being able to get the ball clear, isn't it? The Collingwood, I don't know, they always remind me of a swarm. There's a swarm of black and white jumpers wherever the footy is, and then they take it clear. Wellingham was the one who took it clear.
So that's